We're going to move over to the UK now, where it's starting to look like Gordon Brown's days as British Prime Minister may be numbered. A new poll out today shows that Brown's ruling Labour Party fell to third place for the first time in more than a quarter century. Bloomberg's Elliot Gawkin is at Labour's annual conference in Brighton on the south coast of England. And Elliot, for those of us, and I have to confess I'm one of them, not following British politics on a day-to-day basis, what is behind all of Labour's problems? Sum it up for us.
Morning, Scarlett. Beautiful day to be beside the seaside, but of course all the action happening inside this conference centre here. As you say, those poll results never so abysmal for Labour since 1982, in third position, and there are many reasons for that. The first up, when he came to power just about 2.5 years or so ago, he of course got the handover of power from Prime Minister Tony Blair. There was no general election. Strong hints coming from the Labour camp that there was going to be an early general election. When the polling came back negatively, that idea was scrapped. It was never official, but it was very strongly hinted at. Next up, of course, we have the recession. Gordon Brown was the Chancellor of the Exchequer for a decade. He was head of the Finance Ministry. He boasted even, that that the Labour Party, under his stewardship, had ended the cycle of boom and bust. Well, as we know, the UK is mired in its worst recession since World War II, just like many other economies, and Gordon Brown has been accused of not fixing the roof when the sun was shining. On top of that, we've got the wars in Afghanistan, in Iraq. They've never been popular. He wasn't Prime Minister when the UK went into them, but he still was part of that government. And finally, we've got the expenses scandal happening on his watch, the release of all that data into the public domain, the perception that MPs, lawmakers here, have had their fingers in the till abusing the parliamentary system of expenses. Gordon Brown, not the most egregious offender, though eyebrows were raised at his Sky Sports package subscription on taxpayers' expense. Many other more exciting ones than that, like the floating duck island claimed for by one lawmaker.
Yeah, but it all happened on his watch, or at least it was disclosed on his watch. Now, Brown is going to give a speech to the Labour Summit later today. Any idea what he's going to say?
Yeah, we've had some excerpts released already. He's going to make tackling crime the centre of his campaign. He's going to say that whenever and wherever there is antisocial behaviour, we will be there to fight it, very much echoing Tony Blair's 1997 pledge to be tough on crime, tough on the causes of crime. Will it hit the right note with the Labour Party faithful and indeed the wider electorate? We'll find out later on today. High noon for him is 2:15 p.m. UK time. That is 9:15 your time in New York.
OK, thanks so much, Elliot Gawkin, reporting for us from Brighton, England.